Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving into a really practical, built-to-thrive guide about setting boundaries that actually match your business structure. Because honestly, choosing that structure, that's just the very first step.
You know, a lot of small business owners think that once they register a name or officially incorporate, the foundation work is totally done. But the reality is a little different. Your business structure really only helps and protects you if you operate day-to-day in a way that actually respects it. You've got to run the business in a way that matches the structure you built.
And that means different structures need different boundaries. For example, a sole proprietor needs practical boundaries just so business activity can be clearly identified. A partnership or any shared ownership situation, well, that needs crystal clear rules around who owns, who decides, who contributes, and who carries the responsibility. And a corporation has to be treated as entirely separate from the owner when it comes to documents, signing, records, and commitments. In all of these cases, you absolutely have to separate your personal actions, like mixing funds or just relying on informal memory, from actual business actions. Because if personal and business actions start blurring together, the operational benefits of your structure will just start to break down.
So where do we start? Well, one of the most fundamental boundaries is your business identity and your documents. This literally means using your exact legal name, your registered business name, or your corporate name on absolutely all official paperwork. Using casual, everyday names on contracts, invoices, or accounts might seem totally harmless, but it quietly blurs the lines of who is actually conducting the business.
Then there's the boundary of authority. Whether you're in a partnership, a shared ownership situation, or running a corporation, there has to be total clarity on who owns, who decides, who contributes, and who carries the responsibility. Signing and decision authority need to be so clear that no one is accidentally committing the business to agreements without the proper structural backing.
Now here's a super common trap that owners fall into. Registering a business name or incorporating, that is not the same thing as having permission to operate. Just because your legal structure is set up, it doesn't mean you can skip checking for local permits, licenses, zoning rules, municipal approvals, professional registrations, or specific insurance. Operating permissions are a distinct, critical boundary that you have to manage.
Okay, so you might be wondering, what about the money? Well, once your structural boundaries are set, all your financial routines, things like banking, record keeping, tracking expenses, bookkeeping, and dealing with GST or HST, those explicitly move over to tax and financial discipline. We want to keep our focus here strictly on the formation structure, cleanly handing off those finances to their proper domain.
And keep in mind, these structural boundaries aren't just a one-and-done event. You need to review them naturally as your business changes and grows. Say another person joins the operation, or you sign much larger agreements. Maybe you add a regulated activity, or the business simply expands. All of those are moments to pause. Your structure and your boundaries have to adapt to your new reality.
To make all this super practical, the guide introduces a matching tool called the Structure Boundary Checklist. This tool helps owners check whether the way they use names, documents, authority, commitments, permissions, and business activity actually matches the structure they chose in the first place.
This is the third guide in the Set Up Your Structure practice path. It's designed to help you set simple boundaries so the business is operated in a way that matches the structure you chose. Be sure to use that Structure Boundary Checklist to review your identity, documents, authority, permissions, and that handoff to your financial routines. Because ultimately, the big question you have to ask yourself is this: is your daily activity reinforcing the foundation of your business, or is it quietly undoing it?